The case is an interesting one. This is a bank that has actually been sued one other time. The plaintiffs in the last case alleged that the bank had been involved in ISIS transactions. Now there's this allegation that there could be Hamas transactions. So we're beginning to see a possible pattern. Of course, the burden of proof is on the plaintiff. The lawyers are going to have to prove this, but if they do, then there could be a significant payout for the surviving members of the family. But also, I think one has to think about the impact of this on the Turkish banking system and what it means. And the reason why I note that is because there's already been a bank that was implicated in a terror finance scheme recently for sanctions busting on behalf of Iran. So this would point to a possible pattern which would not look good to the financial community. If there are people who hold accounts in this bank, their accounts are not in danger. Their accounts are not likely to be frozen for the sins of the bank itself. In other words, if people had no idea that this was going on and their bank accounts were being used for legal purposes, then they have nothing to be concerned about. What I would say, though, is that when things like this happen, it certainly does prompt people to think about leaving that bank and moving their money. And I can imagine that right now there may be some people who feel some panic that they need to move their money out of there because they don't trust the bank because of the allegations that have been made. And this is anytime you see an action taken against a bank, whether it's a designation, as we saw with a bank in Lebanon recently, allegedly involved in Hezbollah activity, or a bank like this one that's now alleged to be engaged in Hamas financial activity, the fear is one of whether you can continue to trust the bank, and that often leads to asset flight, as we call it.